Yo yo hello members of r/Batman Arkham, Swisby here. First of all, do not buy Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, or if you prefer the Latin translation, commit Suicide Squad, kill myself. Because this game simulates the experience of Canadian healthcare without you ever having to set foot in the country. It is also the only product on the market that gives you the privilege of paying $105 to watch Kevin Conroy die a second time. Now, you've likely heard of the many controversies surrounding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. You have now definitely heard of the controversies surrounding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League because I just told you. IGN got their hands on Kill the Justice League and their feedback was something like, hey, you know the gameplay, microtransactions, battle pass, and live service? Maybe don't. To which Rocksteady replied accordingly.
Okay, I fully understand what you're trying to tell me. I'm telling you, no. Hell no. Okay, fuck yourself, retard.
And denied IGN and many others of an early access review copy. They hated him because he spoke the truth. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as ransom for many. You know, I feel somewhat vindicated because some poor employee at IGN also had to flush their $105 down the shitter to review this game. And IGN responded to this aggression by reporting that not 2 hours after the game went live, Rocksteady had to shut down the servers because they missed a bug that grants all players story completion status as soon as they opened the game. Some could question how they missed this bug, which is the real-life equivalent of walking outside of your development studio in beautiful, crime-ridden San Francisco, getting shot in the arm by a homeless veteran and not noticing because you yourself are high on cocaine. This is more or less how I expect the creation process of Kill the Justice League went. IGN reported this story and then, being extremely petty, reported it again the very next day, and then spread misinformation on twitter.com by falsely reporting on the game's sales. Wow, very based. On a more depressing note, this game is a spin-off of the Arkhamverse. Now, at the time of writing this, I hadn't played the Arkham games, but I have now, and what the fuck? I can't tell you just how unnecessary it is that this game is in the Arkhamverse at all. They brought back Joker and Poison Ivy despite both of them being a bit, dead.
What the fuck happened?
Deathstroke is nowhere to be seen despite being recruited by Amanda Waller in Arkham Origins, and there's a new Deadshot that kills the old Deadshot, which is a bit disrespectful. Yes, my modern William Smith-inspired Deadshot is so much better than your little white boy.
Alright, crackers.
Isn't Deadshot supposed to be white? Aren't you supposed to be shutting your damn mouth? Kangaroo-looking ass.
Because you are Australian.
And Harley Quinn was in love with the Joker after he died in Arkham City, but now they're playing the abused League of Legends veteran who finally leaves her abuser angle for the 87th time, and it is still fucking boring. Harley is clearly just not the same character, and they've made no attempt to show how she got from A to B. They even, and this is a genius move, establish a Justice League in the same game in which you fucking kill them. Welcome to Western game dev, where nothing can stand on its own 2 feet. If Rocksteady made Elden Ring, they would claim it to be a spiritual successor to the PlayStation 2 game, Eternal Ring. I mean, they're both action RPGs with a powerful magical ring and, listen kid, you like our other game, right? Well, this one doesn't have the same gameplay and you'll kill the main character of that original game, but we really need some goddamn sales because we literally make nothing else. Rocksteady was probably banking on this being a 10-year lifespan live service game so they wouldn't have to worry about destroying every potential game and storyline of their entire franchise. How wrong they were. And yeah, get fucked Rocksteady, I have no sympathy for that studio. You get what you fucking deserve. Now there's been a clip floating around on X.com. A controversial scene in which Abby beats Joel to death with a golf club. I'm sorry, wrong shitty video game. One in which Batman is shot in the head by Harley Quinn. You're telling me, as Kevin Conroy's final performance as Arkham Batman, with everything said iteration of the character has survived, they are executed like an unfortunate Mexican cartel thief, Live Leak style, by the most obnoxious character in DC Comics. I can't imagine why anybody would be angry at this. And do I even need to explain why the game's UI is trash? Just by playing this game, I came to empathize with Helen Keller, and you know what, I think that's something very special. It looks like what an 80s science fiction movie thinks a soldier's helmet would look like today, and honestly, that might be just what the US Army needs to increase their enlistments. Join the army, kids. It's just like that Fortnite game you like, only you don't get sent back to the lobby. Another facet of Western game dev is what the Twitter people call wokeism.
That appeals to like the male fantasy.
If Deadshot grabbed Harley's ass and said, "worth it," then we would have a problem on our hands. But because Harley Quinn's the one committing sexual assault, it's a good joke. Everybody laugh. And upon interrogation of the codex, you'll find that Wonder Woman's codex entry is not only the longest by far, but also lists all of her achievements, including praise for smashing the patriarchy, while Jon Stewart is reprimanded for his heroic deeds for portraying him as, quote, one of the good ones.
What?
And also for being a space cop, because cops are bad. And when good old Jon Stewart dies, he just ends up being another black-on-black crime statistic. Reminiscent of Batman's death, which was a white-on-Taylor Swift fan crime statistic. Now, Suicide Squad has been criticized for being a quote-unquote woke game, but I would much rather categorize it as a quote-unquote shit game. Sorry, Democratic Party? Republican Party? You'll only see me playing the Mario Party. You see, Australian politics aren't a team sport, and that's how I know that this Captain Boomerang Skinwalker is probably of New Zealand origin. Those goddamn sheep fuckers. As unlike this clown version of Captain Boomerang, we don't, unprompted, in the middle of conversation, say, "Why, Charles, would thou produce his opinion of the ongoing gender disparity in the pop culture zeitgeist? Our prime ministers eat onions and shit theyselves in the McDonald's bathrooms." ScoMo wishes he could have incited the erection. And speaking of, Captain Boomerang's fucking voice, dude. Imagine the most offensive, stereotypical Chinese accent you can possibly conceive.
Try my nuts to your fist.
Listening to that for hours upon end and being told by a bunch of millennial Americans who've never set foot in our beautiful island nation, "Hey, you Australian, this is what you sound like!" Which is why the Australian representation in this game makes me unironically angry. And on that patriotic note, thank you for watching. Wait, talk about the gameplay? Well, do you like Borderlands? Great! You'll fucking hate this. You can't freely upgrade the 3 skill trees, and the level design gave me flashbacks to when Lil Swisby played Destiny 1 for the first time. You better enjoy Horde mode payload, and just to spice things up, rescuing people while Horde moding, and grinding side quests for a currency that lets you play the main story. How kind of them. And the Brainiac boss fight is a reskin of the Flash boss fight. And this isn't Darktide or Vermintide Horde mode, this is just bullet sponge, motherfuckers. Also, the story is dog shit. Plot holes, inconsistencies, bad characterizations, tons and tons of millennial writing. You get the picture. To be perfectly honest, I didn't actually play the game. However, I have a friend who did, so we formed a sort of Voltron where I presented his gameplay notes with my amazing Australian accent. However, I didn't manage to avoid a YouTube compilation of all the cutscenes in the game. Fuck me. And why would I buy a live service game with only 1,000 people playing it? It's almost like in a single player game, it doesn't matter how many people are playing. So like, subscribe, and comment to ensure my continual suffering. Because I could be making a video about Palworld or Helldivers 2, but your boy always ends up taking the path of most resistance. Thank you for watching me abuse myself. See you, bye bye.